Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's Webinar Wednesday. So nice to see your faces on. Thank you so much for jumping on. So tonight I'm going to talk to you a little bit about sponsoring, some really great tips on how to sponsor people into your business. And hopefully Heidi will jump on. Heidi's just going to try her very best. Her partner's away working and she's got a newborn little bubba there. So she's going to try to get on to share her story. But if she doesn't make it, that's okay. We'll hear from her soon. And lastly, Jackie is going to share with us some amazing things that she's been doing. And when she told me about it, I was like, oh my God, I need you to tell the team about this because it is fantastic and it's really working. So first off tonight, I want to talk to you guys about sponsoring. So have your pen and paper because there's 5 things that I really want you to write down that you must have in you and be able to do before you're going to be able to sponsor into the business. So these are the 5 things that you need to learn and really get a grip on. Number 1, you must, hang on, let me start that again. Your why must be stronger than your obstacles. Okay, it just has to be. Your why isn't fuzzy. Okay, this is the second one. Wishes are fuzzy and daydreams are fuzzy, but your why needs to be so crystal clear. Why exactly are you here? What do you want from this business? And that should be something that really rains home from you, something that you have to have in your life that's so important to you, where you want to make a difference in others, where you want to raise your life to the next level, where you want to take ownership of your one life and start making your dreams come true. What is it that you're focusing on there? The third one is you need to be on pull, not push, which comes from having that strong why. So, for example, like it's my son's 3rd birthday party happening in the street right now. This call only goes for half an hour and I'm always on pull with this business. I was excited looking at my clock to jump on and see you guys tonight because I'm so excited to watch my dreams come true from this, and I'm so excited to watch your dreams come true from this that I'm on pull. My laptop was literally pulling me inside. If you're on push and you're dragging your feet to get to the laptop, you need to have a look at why and reevaluate that, because to have really great success, you need to be on pull. Any sane person will quit. There's only so far that you can push yourself. But if you've got a passion there because your why is so clear, you'll be on pull. The 4th one is you have to love sponsoring. Now, this comes from sponsoring a few, you start to develop that, but I love sponsoring. I hear hundreds of no's all the time, and when I get that yes, I'm like, OMG, jumping up and down. I'm so excited that I now have the potential to help someone else have the lifestyle I've had, and I just get that excited over it. It's ridiculous. So you have to enter into that mind shift because it makes you want to offer the business all the time, because you're in love with what you do. Number 5 is you have to believe in yourself. I know you hear this all the time and it's like, well, how do I do that? How do I believe in myself? That comes from doing, okay? The more you do, the more you realize you can do, and then the belief comes. At some point, you have to just do things that are really hard and super duper uncomfortable, and you just don't think in a million years that you can do it. I'm sorry, Madison, your picture keeps making me laugh. When I look at it, it's so funny. I'm trying to talk serious and I feel like I got these 2 people looking at me like...
Sorry. I'm sorry. I thought I put a good laugh in this conversation once in a while.
Down at it and it's funny. No, I'm sorry, honey. You didn't have to change it. It was all right. But yeah, so belief comes from doing. I love Cass's. Do you guys remember a couple of days ago, I posted a post from Cass that she posted into us in the Vice President team with the top tips about becoming a nation. And number 12, she said, you need to get uncomfortable. You will grow up in this business when you feel 100% uncomfortable asking, because that's when you're truly sponsoring up. So think about, I'm sure everyone has a few names in their mind that they know would be amazing in this business, but they're just too chicken to ask, right? It's that we call it your chicken list. You just can't get the nerve up to ask them. If you're doing this, you're making it about you, which is rule 101. This isn't about you. This is about them. You need to think about what Arbonne can do for them and come from that angle. Find out what their dreams are, what their passions are, what they want to achieve in life, and show them how they can do that through Arbonne. If they want to have a go and they can do that and they can achieve that, you've just changed their life. If they don't, big deal. At least you know that you had a way for them to do it and you showed them it. Okay, so that's a great way to think about it as well. Your chicken list is your rock stars, without a shadow of a doubt. Create confidence by understanding how you're going to sponsor. Okay, isn't this so true? We don't fear rejection. We fear not being prepared. So I want to give you 3 top tips to help you feel prepared so that you can take on sponsoring someone into your business. Number 1 is you need to have lists. You should have lists written everywhere. I write lists in the shower at nighttime in the fog on the glass. Lists are everywhere, and it should be something that you do when names start entering your mind. I start writing them down and where people are at and what's going on. And I'm always going through my phone and going through Facebook and meeting new people and adding them to lists. Okay, if you don't have lists around your house, whether it's 5 names, 25 names, 100 names, if you have no names, you have no business. That's just truth. You need to get your lists out, get it out of your mind, because thinking about Arbonne 24/7 and having names running through your mind will make you crazy. It's just a matter of time. I promise. I've been there. When you get it out and onto paper, you'll feel so much better and it'll start to make sense to you and you'll know what's going on. So your list should have a warm, cold, and hot market. So your warm market obviously is people that you know. Your hot market is people that you really, really know, that you know too well almost. And ask yourself, if you're getting discouraged in your business, which list you're concentrating on. Because 10 times out of 10, every single time when people tell me they're discouraged in their business and they're feeling a bit disheartened, they're putting 100% focus on their warm market. They're not even approaching the cold market, and they're getting upset from the rejection from their friends, which is so normal. We've all been through that. 90% of my business started on the cold market. I asked a lot of people that I knew originally when I joined, but nobody was interested. I had to build on the cold market, and then my warm market started to become interested in the business. If you just keep writing the same names from the same warm market, it's really disheartening. It is, and there's only so long you can do that for before you can't do it anymore. So, and the cold market's fantastic. There's no personal history. All you have to do is get out and meet people. You learn how to start conversations with people. You start learning people skills, conversation skills. You don't have to offer the business there and there with people every time when you meet them. There are times, plenty of times I've done that, met someone, we're talking business, and bam, I'm offering them the business all within 5 minutes. The next person, it might take a couple of, meetings at the park and play dates and things, and then I've offered them the business. So everybody's a little bit different, but I'm learning people skills, which is the biggest skill in any success in the world, is people skills. Not just Arbonne, anything that you want to do. You need to learn how to communicate and be great with people. So now is a fantastic time to go out and grow and work on your cold market. Even volunteer somewhere. Go volunteer your time somewhere. You're giving back to the community, and you're going to meet people of the right caliber who have big hearts and are along that line as well. I love this too. I read this the other day from one of the ENVPs on a Learn and Burn I was listening to, and she said, you haven't met your great ones yet. You haven't even begun to sponsor your great ones yet. And I remember talking to Cassandra House, and she was First Step Region before she sponsored Kelly, and she was First Step Nation when she sponsored Christy. That's her 2 NVPs direct to her. So she didn't sponsor them in the beginning. She built 40,000 QV in her central and then sponsored Kelly. And then she did 160,000 in her central when she sponsored Christy. So you haven't met your great ones yet. You just need to keep meeting people and building your business and keep growing. It's when you really understand the stats, hey Joe, it's a wow factor, big time. Action is driven by confidence. 100%. And how do we build up our confidence? By doing. That's how we build belief in ourselves, is just by doing it. You can, nothing that you do will build anywhere near as much as doing what will build your belief. You can read 100 books You do one party and nail it, you'll come home thinking you're the next Debbie Neal, baby. Hell yeah. You know, nothing will give you that confidence like doing that party will. That's where you've got to be. That's where your confidence is going to come from, and that's what's going to take you to the next level. Okay, number 2 is the art of listening. I don't struggle listening to people. I love listening to people, but I struggle shutting up because I love talking more than I love listening. It's true. It's something I've had to overcome. I love this quote by Jim Rohn, and it says, what is powerful, so powerful, is when what you say is just the tip of the iceberg of what you know. You don't have to tell them everything that you know. You know that person when you go to a party or something and there's that person there, that real know-all that just goes on and on and on and on and on about what they do in so much detail, and they're talking themselves up and they're just trying so hard to get you interested in them, and it's boring. And then there's that person who just tips on what they do, but they just look sophisticated and held together, and you just know that that person means business and they're who you want to talk to, not this person over here who just will not shush. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? It's so true. People will buy you before they buy anything that you do. Your first impression is so important. So important. Okay. You might have to date them for a while too, people in this business, you know, your prospects. One of my bestest friends, she's been a friend of mine since we were like 14 or 15. And I've been trying to sponsor her into the business for 12 months. And last night we finally said yes and booked in her launch. I was stoked. I was ecstatic. I've been dating her in Arbonne World for 12 months. 12 months of dating to finally get a kiss on the cheek. That's what it's like. And then the next person I'll meet at the park and they're ready to rock straight away. You never know. This is the only time when you can date heaps of people at the same time. No one's going to judge you. It's awesome. Date up. Evaluate how you're discussing your business with people. Are you inviting or telling? And this is hard. This is something that is a lot of skill, and it comes more from the more that you do. But, you know, when you're just telling somebody about the business is when you're speaking from what it's done for you and how amazing it is for you. And when you're inviting is when you're opening up to see what it can do for them and telling them, you know what, you could really do this too. This could be amazing for you. Actually saying that instead of just poking at it and hoping that they're going to bite. Where am I up to? Oh, this is such a great tip. When you get excited, really excited, take a deep breath and remember, say less. It's so important. And that is something that's really helped me along this business, because I would do business appointments that went for 2.5 hours because I was so excited and going on and on and on and on and on. And then I realized I needed to say less. It's more powerful to have a few more exposures, keeping them really interested, than to have one giant exposure where you've just overwhelmed them, their brain's fuzzy and they just can't deal with it. It's too much. It's all too much and all too overwhelming. Don't assume anything about people either. Okay, really know that your why you joined this business is probably not their why. 9 times out of 10, it isn't their why. They're going to join for a different reason. So find that out. And like a great example of that is this NVP was saying on her training call that she was talking to a lady at the checkout, and she's got 4 kids. And she was saying, and she immediately assumed, because she has 4 kids and she looked tired, that she would like to be at home. And she said to her, I have an amazing business opportunity for you that could bring you home to your kids. And she goes, oh girl, I am not interested. I'm here to get out of my house and get away from my kids. So she totally, and she's like, oh, well, you can get that from it as well, sort of thing. But she's like, I missed the boat. I just assumed, you know, I needed to ask a couple more questions and find out and then offer the opportunity instead of just assuming that you know what they want. So number 3 is the dreaded close. The dreaded close. Who feels like that? It's so true. The best thing to do to handle this is to create urgency. Close that thing. Get it done. The longer you drag it out, the worse it is. It's like standing at the line going to do a running race and just staring at the guy and the gun's not working and he's shaking it and looking at it and you're like, oh my God, my heart's going to come out my throat. Just fire the gun. It's the same thing. Just get it done and bring it home. Sometimes you really have to fight for the close. It's a lot easier for DA when you know your DAs and stuff that's going on around you. So DAs are a great way to close your prospects. They're the best way. You're going to get help from people who are presenting as well as yourself. If you've got DAs happening around you and you're not all over them, that is the biggest thing that you need to do. If you don't, bring it to your town. Even if you've got a town of 50 people to a town of 50,000, if you bring the DA there, your business will explode. I promise. It will be amazing what it will do, and it will help you so much to bring in the power of that strong close. So stay connected, keep your eyes out on what's going on around you when there is DAs around you. As everybody in the Discover Arbonne page, so they can see if there's DAs in the towns of their prospects. Even if you're not there, you can send your prospect along for someone else to close it up. Cool. Done. And, the ones happening in Brisbane and on the Gold Coast and in Mackay, them DAs have got RVPs and NVPs attending them, which is so powerful to utilise for your business. Where you are, I never had any of that in the beginning of my business. I created it all. So there's a lot of power in being able to do that as well. And this is, a lot of people, where am I up to here? Oh, even a 3-way call with your upline, and you can contact me for that too and say, can you help me do a business appointment on the phone? I'd love to do a 3-way call. No worries. Stay connected with your uplines. They would love to help you. A lot of the time people think, all right, close, I don't want to do it. And you start getting all scared that you're going to scare them off, and, you start to backpedal a little bit, and that comes off you a bit, So you want to get on top of that a bit, get confident. That's what we're here for. Let's wrap this up and create that urgency. Having your I story down pat. This is where old Hides was going to come in, but just check quickly. Yeah, that's okay. This is your I story, which is on iDesign, and I can post this up again. But if you go into the files tab in our Denny's Nation to Be, this is in there. Scroll through there. You should be able to just go blah, blah, blah with this straight at the beginning of a party, at the end of a party, when someone asks you what you do. This is so powerful because it finds out why they would want to do it. It hits things for them that's going to, instead of just saying flat what you do. Where am I up to? Sorry, guys, hang on. You need to paint a picture. Oh, yeah, you need to paint a picture of what their life would be like if they say yes, which comes from doing your I story. Ask them, what is stopping you from saying yes today? Find out what their fear is so that you can talk about it instead of trying to guess it. Remember, what might have been stopping you is probably not what's stopping them. They might tell you it's money, but it's probably not money. It could be something else. So find out. Say, what is really stopping you from saying yes today? Oh, it's just time. I've got 2 little kids and I'm just stressing that I'm going to have the time to do this, and I'm worried I'm biting off more than I can chew. Oh, you know what? I would love it if you had a chat with Denny or whoever in the business. She's got a couple of little kids as well, and she felt exactly the same way, and she can just tell you how she handled it and made it doable for her and her kids so that it wasn't a challenge. And, now she's a regional vice president with her car, or whatever it is that you want to say, and how you can incorporate that into your business. Find out, because if you're just assuming it's money and you start saying things like, we can get this pack or this pack or this pack, and this pack's this much QV, so it's still going to be going towards your strong start, and that's still going to help you get into district manager qualification, which you can finish over 3 months. That's just going to overwhelm them even more. It's not money. That's not what their issue is. And now they're feeling more overwhelmed because they're hearing all these numbers, and you're going to riddle them into a corner. Does that make sense? Find out the information and be on pat with that, and keep it short and sweet and informative and right down their lane. I get off on my tangents and completely miss all my notes, and I've got to find where I'm up to. Remember that us are all here to help you every single step of the way. You need to believe in you to do this, and that confidence comes from action. If you don't like where you are, change it. You are not a tree. It all begins with your very own power of choice. You all have extreme, tremendous potential, which is so true. So I love that. That was what that ENVP said on the call, and it was just brilliant. If you don't like where you are, you can change. Start reading your 10 pages, start plugging into training, do things that are different to what you usually do that are going to change your outcome. If you don't believe in yourself, the skill set won't come. It just won't. So, and how do we build belief? By doing. So, closing thought tonight. You cannot give what you don't have. Self-improvement creates team improvement. The only way you can keep leading is to keep growing. The day you stop growing is the day your team will stop. Do the uncomfortable until it becomes comfortable. In the words of the retired president of America, if it was easy, it would be sleazy. That is so true. We're in amongst something that's so awesome and elegant and beautiful and powerful and all those things. And if it wasn't and it was a walk in the park, none of us would be here. We wouldn't be challenged and it wouldn't be something that we want to achieve. People are looking for this type of opportunity right now. It's screaming out for me. I was just talking to one of the mums in the street and she was just telling me how a partner's been made redundant and they're going to work out what they're going to do. And they're screaming for this sort of thing everywhere. Everything's going online. It's the perfect time to really explode your business. I always think in my mind when someone tells me, no, it's not for them, I generally think, in 10 years' time, you're going to regret this so much. Call me cocky. I don't care. I honestly think that. I sit there thinking, I'll keep in touch with you, but you're going to regret this when you see where I am in 10 years and what you could have had. You know, really think like that because it's a good thing. It's a healthy thing. I think so. So are you ready to move your business forward in 2016? Who is ready to seriously move their business forward? Like, it's go time like never before. Go, Jackie. And I got to keep up with where I'm up to. Who's ready to get uncomfortable in order to get comfortable with your life? Okay, you know it's going to be uncomfortable, but it's going to be so worth it. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. And if you do what is hard, your life will be easy. How true is that? That was on one of them inspiration videos and I just loved it. Don't be afraid of failure. It just gives you the chance to start again more educated. If you stuff up a party, I bet you'll rock the next one. If you stuff up a business appointment, you'll rock the next one. If you drop a tote and it comes back with not much product in it, you'll know next time to take it to their house and pick it up. Like, it's just how we've all been there. It's just how it works. Don't be afraid of failure. Your ENVPs have just failed thousands of more times than you have yet. That's all it is. It's going to happen in your journey. Embrace it. Learn from it. I love how Sheila Green says, when she's in a moment where she knows she's just made a really big mistake and, you know, she said you feel like you've been picked up by the tornado and you're spinning around and you're like, oh, no, everything's turning to crap and you're trying to work it out. She says, I just stop for a minute and go, this is a life-defining moment. This is meant to be happening. I'm learning a lesson here. Bring on the tornado because it's going to put me down exactly where I need to be. What a great way to look at going through a hard time, to look at it like that. And I'll finish with something from Muhammad Ali. I love this too. I love how, I don't know if you guys listened to a video a while ago that my sister-in-law put up from Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he says in there that they asked Muhammad Ali how many sit-ups he does a day, and he said that he doesn't start counting them until they hurt, because that's when they're actually doing something. And it's so true. Until you start to get really uncomfortable, that's when you'll start to see your business grow. If your product presentations are a walk in the park and asking people to join your business is just too easy and you're getting a few no's but you don't care and you're not uncomfortable, I bet your business isn't growing. You're playing it safe. You're playing it small. Let's play big in 2016. Let's get the chicken list out. Let's ask the people who are going to make us feel uncomfortable and are going to seriously take our businesses to the next level and explode and blow our minds. So contact me on Voxer if you want to help with your iStory. I've got a few girls that have been contacting me on Voxer, so feel free to do that. We can do a bit of role play and live stuff together, just me and you, and I can help you walk through so that you've got that down pat. This is another form I wanted to go over with you guys really quickly because it's such an awesome form, your greatness tracker. You put this up, see how it's got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday down the side, and then obviously greatness. And each one stands for something: gratitude, reading, eating, affirmations, take action, now, exercise, social media, sleep, so that you can check that you're doing everything every day. Just circle each letter as you go. How cool is that? So I'll upload that for you as well. Yeah, I thought it was pretty groovy. So now I'll hand over to you, Jackie, and if you could share with us, please, honey, how you have been generating more than 20 one-on-ones a month, please.
Hi, how you going?
Good, thank you.
Thanks so much for giving me this great opportunity to speak up tonight. It's an absolute pleasure to even be asked and an absolute honour, so thank you so much. Now, what I've found works great for me with loads of one-on-ones and facials and prospects is Gumtree. And it just happened by accident one day. I just happened to thought, oh, I'll give it a go, see how we go. And I put my first ad up probably late November and the first few weeks of December, and got well over 30 inquiries just in that short time. Out of that 30, I probably booked in at least 15 to 20 in that time. And from that, got some great party bookings, a couple of DAs, business appointments booked in, and yeah, absolutely smashed it, which is huge. So I just put my second ad up again today in preparation for the end of the month and setting up for February. So hopefully looking forward to that. And another great method that I've worked well with has been...
Jackie, honey, can you just tell us what you put in your ad, please? What you put on Gumtree?
All I did, I didn't even download that to show everyone. I'll
That's okay.
post it to you.
Tell us. Yeah.
All I did was have the heading or the title as free facial and ultimate glow pamper session was the main heading, and then under that I just gave a very brief description of the facial that I was doing, where I was located, and finishing off with an ultimate glow, as you would do with an ultimate glow free facial, as you would do at your parties. So that's how I themed that one, and it has been an absolute smashing hit. Honestly, 30 people in my first month. So I will send the link to Danny over the next day, and then Danny can post it up on her page so that everyone can see what I've put up. So that way, if people want to use it, go ahead. It's worked well for me. So if I can help others with it, use it as well. Now, the other one that I use as well, which I learnt years ago, which has worked brilliantly, is little signs and little boxes. Now, I don't know whether you can see that here, but it's just a little sign that says free facial and ultimate glow pamper session. And this is basically what I put on Gumtree as well. So it's just a little picture with the heading, and then just a brief description of what goes on there. You pop a little box out there as well. And then with that as well, you've got a little free facial where people can fill out their names, their phone numbers, and their email addresses, and they stick it in the little box. So you pop those out at cafes, takeaway restaurants, kindies, places like 2B Kids, all those little kids' playgrounds. And I found the ones where people are sitting and waiting for their takeaway meal or their coffees, or watching their kids at 2B Kids. If people are just sitting and looking, they get bored, they see the sign, they fill it out. But please, please, please make sure you speak to the manager or the owner first. There's been a couple of incidences where I've had owners throw my boxes and signs away. They chuck them at the back and forget about them. I've had one lady even give me a full-on lecture in the coffee shop, implying that I was running a sex syndicate with people's names and email addresses because I hadn't spoken to her to explain to her what I was doing, which was kind of humiliating. So we really need to speak to the owners or the managers. And just what I did was just us explain to them that you've just started your own health and wellness business, and that you want to, that our startup promotion that we want to offer their valued customers and staff is a free facial and ultimate glow pamper session. It will roughly take an hour of their customers' time and totally obligation free. And I always state that I'll be back in about a week to see how things are going. If the box is full of little leads or people filling out, which quite often there is, I remember putting one down at the Beach Shack in Currumbin one day, and I remember going in there and the box was overflowing. And that was a really, really popular breakfast spot where people would go down to the Currumbin Beach and eat at a cafe there, and it was huge. And the amount of people that I got out of there was amazing. So I always let them know when you're coming back. I roughly give them a week and say I'll be back in a week to see how it's going. If it's going well in that week, I always just say, look, do you mind if I leave another week? And then go back again a week later. If you're passing by every couple of days, check it then. If it's quiet, there's not much in there, which you occasionally get, but very rare, just take it out and pop it somewhere else. So that was basically the two things that have worked really well for me, and both have been really well. So hopefully that helps. If any questions, just let me know or get me through Danny. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Jackie. I love how you were telling me too how you love hearing everyone's response, because obviously everybody wins. So when you ring them and say, you've won a free facial, and they're like, yeah. I
forgot about that one, yeah.
It's so cool.
And the best part, sorry, I missed that part. Yeah, the best part is that, and this is quite hilarious, the best part is everyone in the box actually wins the facial. And it's kind of hilarious calling everyone, because people say, well, what, I've won? What, I never win anything. Oh my God, really? Do I have to pay for anything? So they are probably the most common responses that you get. Oh my God, did I win? What did I win? So yeah, that's amazing that people in the box think they won something, but theoretically everyone wins it really, but we just don't tell them that.
And so just to answer your question, Jackie Holden, we got two Jackies on the call tonight, with putting makeup on people, I have never actually put makeup on people at a party or anywhere. I just put it in their hands and let them do it. So if you follow the Ultimate Glow, which is in our product presentation tile on iDesign, follow that step 1, step 2, step 3 exactly. That's exactly what I would do when they come home to do their facial. I would just do that. So you just put the foundation, I'll help them colour match, put the foundation in their hands, they put it on, give them the powder and the brush, they put it on, mascara, lippy, that's it. I wouldn't be doing a bit of bronzer on their cheeks. That's it. Keep it very, very simple. Remember that the key to this business is simplicity. We ultimately want people to join us and do that as well. Yeah, what you do will be perfect. Yeah. That's it. And, if you make it look too extravagant and have them coming over for this massive fancy facial in a massage chair, and you're fully massaging their face and, taking hours, and they're not going to want to do that, what you're doing. And ultimately that we want to paint the picture that what we're doing is simple, it's fun, and I'm making money from it. Everybody wants to find that. So let's incorporate that and make it about that. So you want to keep it simple, fun, and easy. That's the biggest thing. And then everyone feels like they can do it as well. Yeah, which is awesome. All right. Well, I'll close up then for tonight. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Jackie. That's awesome. I'll get you to send me the pictures. I think you already have the pictures, and I'll do a post up tomorrow on your behalf and just show what you told me and how it works and things like that. And if you've got any questions, just write them on there, and Jackie or myself will help you out. Yeah.
Enjoy the birthday party.
I will. Thank you. They're actually, Jake's just come in and laid on the couch. I think I'm about to go put him to bed. But no, thank you so much for plugging in. It's so nice to see your faces. Have a great night tonight, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye, guys.
Bye.